we have called in one of the ace callers, one of the true legends of this town when it comes to calling. Mr. Barish is trying to negotiate a huge contract with him because everybody loves him. Let's bring in Kenny from Mount Pleasant. Kenny, everybody loves you in this town, and it's great to have you on the show. Kenny, you're the best.
Thank you.
You're from Mount Pleasant.
Yes.
And before we even begin anything, we've got to talk about the greatness that is the Mount Pleasant high school football team this year.
I agree.
And just tell us a little bit about that great program, because you're out there all the time.
Yes, sir.
And they had a huge game against Jeanette this weekend, this past Friday. So your thoughts on Mount Pleasant? Well,
it was a good game. Unfortunately, it started off good. It went late in the third quarter where the score was 13-7. Jeanette had the lead, and unfortunately there was a roughing the kicker penalty that gave Jeanette the ball in a good situation, and then from there they put on 2 more touchdowns and ran away with it.
Unfortunately for Mount Pleasant. Remember, we have Jeanette viewers here, Kenny. This isn't the Mount Pleasant television network.
You are correct on that, and I would like to state I was sitting at the 50-yard line. I had a good seat for it. I had Jeanette in my left ear, Mount Pleasant in my right ear, and there was many times that during this game that am I in Mount Pleasant or am I in Jeanette? So their fans brought it, and this kid Brown, I believe that's his last name, running back for Jeanette. He did a pretty good job running the ball. He had, I believe, 3 touchdowns. He had a couple big runs, as did Bryce Ansel for Mount Pleasant and the Hammer, Halfhill.
Oh, I love him. Yeah, well, there's no question that both programs are tremendous. Yes. Mount Pleasant and Jeanette. It was a great game, but I do want to congratulate. I know you're a big Mount Pleasant fan.
Jeanette too.
Yeah, and I do want to congratulate Mount Pleasant. They've done a phenomenal job with the football program, not just this year, but over the years. Come in closer, Kenneth, because we've got to get the fans are clamoring for your take. First of all, let's start with the big news of today, which is James Harrison not getting suspended. Your thoughts on the non-suspension, but the $75,000 fine?
I thought the fine was ridiculous, personally. That's too much, especially when you compare it to Merriweather's. Merriweather's got $50,000. His looked intentional. Harrison's, he was just, he was playing to the ball
But the league is saying it's a second-time offense. Remember, he was fined after the first week in the Tennessee game. That's why the league is saying we're docking you 75 for this.
He was fined, what, 5,000 that first time? So he jumps up to 75. That's a pretty big jump. As they showed earlier, he's got $20 million over the last 3 seasons. That's still a lot of beans there. Okay, well,
many of your fans are going to call in, and they're going to give us your take. We can only hope that some of the regulars like Bernie and Tracy call in, and we of course invite them on the show because it's all about you, the people. It's because it's not about me. It's not about Richie Walsh. It's not about Billy Phillips or Albie. It's about Kenny and the people who run the show, which is you, the fans. And of course, we love having you representing the great city of Mount Pleasant, which is just a beautiful area. By the way, every time I come up there, it's really sensational. Anyway, we'll take a break and then get Kenny's take on the Marc-Andre Fleury controversy. Okay, well, when we come back, I want to get your take on the Marc-Andre Fleury controversy, which is raging now, and we're only going to inflame it. And then we'll take some of Kenny's fans are calling in, and they want to hear from more about this. We'll be back after this. All right, Kenny's here from Mount Pleasant, one of the famous callers in all the talk shows around town. Everybody loves him. He's a star. And I want to get your take now on Marc-Andre Fleury essentially getting benched. The Penguins have started Brent Johnson the last 3 games. Fleury struggled when he started the season. And now, Brent Johnson appears to be the man. Your take on what is happening and what's going to happen.
Well, it's, 82 games.
Right.
So that's not I see it as more of a blessing than a problem. It's good to know. Let's say Johnson does tear a quad or something tomorrow. You got Fleury coming in.
Okay. But when do you put Fleury back in there? And is this...
play the hot hand. That's it's worked for a lot of teams. Look at Jaguar a few years back for when he was in Anaheim. He come out of nowhere. Didn't he pick up for someone that had just got benched or injured, and he carried them all the way to, well, he led them to a cup actually. So. All
right, Kenny with a nice measured response there. Let's go to one of your big fans, Kenny, CW. Hi, CW. Welcome.
How you doing, CW?
Hey, how you guys doing tonight?
Swell.
Good. What's up?
Well, let me first off start by saying this. I'm getting a little upset about the Fedko Fone Zone stealing these hot free agents out on the market. Sure, we got Cherry, but now you guys have one of the biggest ones out there, and now I'm hoping that that you guys still haven't signed yet, because I'm willing to up the ante. As a young boy, I wanted an essay, a lifetime supply of Pez. I'm willing to give you my Kenny G total record album on cassette, and it's signed. You know, I'm willing to give up whatever it is just to get you on the other network. I mean, as a matter of fact, Kenny, I'll give you up my wife. I'm not using her anyway, and she's only a cover. So my point is, KP, listen, you're Kenny from Mount Pleasant. I need you on the other network. We're struggling, and you know, Fedko, he's a star. He's got stars like Bernie. He's got stars like you. I mean, I'll do anything it takes to get you over to the network. I mean, this is ridiculous.
So a bidding war started. The only thing I can say is this: that when I talked to George, who's really behind this stunt of getting you on, in case Mr. Barish is watching and wants to know what's going on here, Mr. Barish, talk to George. I was told that you were going to take your earpiece and have it hanging out a la the.
I wanted to. Sorry.
Who does it over there?
Collier.
Yeah,
my buddy.
Has the earpiece.
Well, this is a little too nice and updated for that. I tried.
So you tried to get the hanging out look, but it just wouldn't work?
Nah. Yeah, we'll stick with this.
Because it is kind of funny.
And I don't know, that Kenny G collection's pretty nice.
Especially if the Christmas stuff's in there.
Oh, we're working.
Because Kenny G Christmas stuff is sensational.
Hey, can't go without that.
No question. All right, let's go to one of your big fans now, Bernie. Hi, Bernie. Welcome to the show. I hope this isn't upsetting you too much that Kenny's on.
Oh, no, I'm not worthy. I'm not worthy.
Well, you're worthy, Bernie. We've been trying to get you down here for years. Of course, you know, you had, like, well, how long did the boycott last, George? About 4 months?
Oh.
And but we've been trying. Well, what was it from?
Well,
oh, Bernie, we hear you're coming in November.
I want to come in right before the high school playoffs start.
Okay.
Because I'm going to bring my list that I gave you in August.
Yep.
You're going to find out all 20 teams I picked are probably going to make the playoffs.
He's on.
And I just want to say, I called this in August, where all these so-called experts from the Trib wait till the season's over and makes their picks. So shows you how much bogus that is. But that's beside the point. I need to talk to Kenny.
Yeah, go ahead.
I have to agree with you about Harrison. I mean, on both his hits, there wasn't a flag.
You're right.
The officials on the field did not see a penalty. You know, the official up in the booth, and the review official, whatever you call him, did not see a penalty.
I agree. That's my take on it. He was just playing to the ball. I mean, if he takes that play off, then he's looking for a job.
Well, I must say this, Bernie, and I do love you. You are the man, the myth, the legend. That's not a reviewable play. The officials in the booth.
All right, but the officials on the field did not see a penalty. Okay. They even called a penalty on the Browns on the second one.
Right.
On that hit, I watched it I don't know how many times now. I don't think Harrison hit him with his head. It looked like he hit him with both his forearms.
Yeah, I thought he whiffed too, Bernie, to be honest.
You know?
Yep.
All right, now I want to talk about a little bit of hockey, then I'm going to hang up because I know he's got so many fans. Like I said last night with Bill, but Bill didn't give me an answer, and I know Kenny and you guys aren't above criticizing people. Johnson, I think, should play till he loses. And if he loses, he should get, the next game should be Fleury's, or until the next back-to-back games where there's a road game, and let Fleury start on the road. I think he's pushing too much at home. I think, because all three of his losses are at home. That's what I think. What do you think? Kenny, John, you're both the men. Take care.
There's no question about that.
You're the man, Bernie.
Bernie, you're the man. First of all, I think that this is a kind of dangerous thing, because if it's almost... you may not be able to win for winning, because let's say Brent Johnson, they go on the road. And this could happen. And Penguin fans are rooting for it, I assume. They go on the, I'm assuming that they're rooting for the Penguins to win.
Yes.
So let's say Brent Johnson starts all 3 games, and trust me, I truly believe if they keep winning, he's going to keep starting.
Well, they have to. Yeah.
So I don't know if they have to.
Well, yeah.
But and that's the big question, do they have to? Because there's a lot of media people out there clamoring to get Fleury back in, that this has turned into a controversy which you may not be able to identify. And Kenny, this is what I'm going to get your thoughts on, because everyone is awaiting your thoughts on this. If they go on a 3-game winning streak in this road trip, and I mean, all of a sudden, Brent Johnson now is what, like 6-0? I mean, how in the world? Okay, you put Fleury in and he wins 1 game, but is that enough to not go back to Brent Johnson? When does this become a situation where Johnson's the #1 guy and Fleury's the backup, Kenny? We may be getting ourselves into a situation where that's the case. Or maybe not. You tell me.
Well,
you're the expert.
I wouldn't go that far. Yeah, I mean, it's like I made the comment earlier. You got to play the hot hand. I mean, I'm not taking nothing away from Fleury. I mean, he won a cup. He took the team to a cup. Then again, this is 2010. This isn't 2008.
I'm with you on that, Kenny. But again, I'm going to even take this even a little further.
Okay.
Let's say Brent Johnson goes on this road trip, wins all 3 games, and then they decide, okay, let's put Fleury in there, and he gets bombed.
Okay.
He loses.
You got to go with Johnson.
Now this country, now you've just got a total. And you're, Madden will be going crazy.
Of course,
you're going to have all of the guys who are real Marc-Andre Fleury guys going nuts in the paper, and you're going to have him basically being relegated number 2. I'm telling you, it has the potential. It's not yet. It is not there yet.
Yeah, we're not.
But it has the potential of blowing up into a really huge controversy.
Oh, it does have a lot of potential, but like if Johnson's playing better, you got to play him. I know you got money, and but you just got to pull Fleury aside and say, hey, this is the direction we're going. And
well, I think that this could get very, very interesting
and ugly.
So for Marc-Andre Fleury, maybe not for the Penguins if Johnson keeps winning.
Yeah.
But Fleury has his big backers, and that's what will make it even more interesting. I'll be back into this.
All right.